Bash Takeover. This is Dr. Hacks, and today I'm going to talk a little bit about openers, sort of the discussion behind openers. What are openers good for? When are they bad to use? Should you use openers? Is there certain mods where openers are more acceptable than others? Just a great debate. The reason why I'm doing this is because I had a good conversation with someone about it yesterday, and I thought he left the room a little bit more enlightened to what my opinion was, and maybe other people would benefit from it too. So real quick, I'm just going to open up my utilities. I'm going to go to my scripts. I'm going to go to the move memory script, which is a Lewis script that saves openers for you, so you don't have to remember them. And we're going to jump right into it. Openers. What is an opener? An opener is a preset or planned move that you can use in order to hopefully gain an advantage over an opponent, or at least stylishly defeat an opponent. So we'll set the mod to wushu3.tbm. Whoops. And we'll show an opener off real quick. This is a 4-step opener. Go in for the setup. Nice little punch. Let's assume that didn't connect. Got a nice little kick here into a helicopter. That opener was invented by a player named Kamiko, who was an excellent wushu player. See, it was flashy, it was neat, it was relatively effective. But here's the deal. That opener, or using that opener, didn't change who Dr. Hacks is. So what I'm saying by that is, if you've ever jumped into a public server and you see a bunch of brown belts, black belts, second degree, third degree black belts using an opener, and then once they're done with the opener, they don't know what to do with themselves at all, and they flop like a fish, and they don't know how to come back, and they're like stuck in a tripod position, or they're not running, but they certainly don't know how to come back. That's a bad player. And that's a player who probably shouldn't be using comebacks or openers, because clearly that player has a lot to develop. You know, he's got a lot to learn still. But as me, I've played thousands upon thousands, like more games of Wushu than almost any other player, if not the most. Just because I've played so many damn games of Tori Bash. I know how to come back. I know how to do it quickly. I know how to do it safely, effectively, from different positions. That's not an e-brag. That's just I've played the game long enough to understand that fundamental. So after I use my opener, I'm still going to be an effective improviser, and I'm still going to effectively move around the map. I'm still going to be able to defend well, strike well. I'm not needing the opener. Okay? So my main argument is, if you need an opener, you're probably the type of person who shouldn't be using one. I mean, if you're a brown belt and you want to, like, play the game, then sure. I understand why improvising would be a little silly, because you're going to fall to the floor. But being afraid to fall to the floor is a bad thing. You shouldn't be afraid of failure. Failure is how you're going to learn your successes. But if you're a skillful player, then inventing comebacks is fun, or inventing openers is a fun thing to do, and showing them off is fun, and when they work, and they reach crazy fast speeds and stuff like that, it's rewarding, and it's stylish, and it creates cool replays. I'm going to show a replay off now. This is a match against Hollitter, who's actually rank 1 in Wushu right now. I did a dance helicopter opener. It wasn't very effective. I didn't get a huge lead from it or anything like that. But it turned into a really stylish replay where I'm doing a lot of cool dance moves and stuff like that. And I got a hand DM. And I hit a speed of 44.39, which is really high. I mean, this was just a fun, great game for me. I got to do a really cool opener. I didn't get punished for it. I transitioned into an even cooler, like, little dance, little spin that I did. This is the dance, right? But then I improvised, and I came up with this kind of helicopter into dance. And I could have kept that spinning, but I knew he was going to come for me, and it was like a matter of, do I want to be stylish or do I want to win the game? And I want to win the game. So I transitioned out, and I broke his hand off. It was really all very nicely done and cool, and I'm even in a cool position here. This is kind of the perk to using an opener, is that I have this very cool replay that I have created, and it's exhibiting something I made. It's exhibiting my own improvising talents, and it came out to something nice. Here's a con, because everyone likes to talk about the pros of openers and why they should be banned and you name it. Here's a con. I'm going to show you a backwards helicopter opener developed by Maudaluna. This is turn 1. If you're versing me right now, do you have any question about what I'm going to do next? Of course you don't. You know exactly what I'm going to do next. I'm going to backwards helicopter, and you know like where that can reach to. You know the speed I'm going to go at. You know where my legs are going to end up. You know where my head's going to leg up. This is a huge advantage for you, not me. If I'm using that and I finish that helicopter, you know that I'm stuck. I don't have great mobility now. I mean, I can do this and stuff, but I am leaning like head first. I am, I can put my knee out like that, but the point is, you have a much better understanding of what I'm going to do than I do of what you're going to do. I mean, you could decide to go backwards. You could decide to go forwards. You could decide to jump up. You could decide to kind of set up like the knee to the face, which is going to be a great defensive procedure for you. You have so many more options than I do. And that's kind of the point of improvising, is when you improvise, you don't know what you're going to do next, and neither does your opponent. I mean, you come up with some smart guesstimations, but look at him. Look at this position right now. He could literally do anything. He could jump into a helicopter kick if he wanted to. He could jump into a backwards helicopter of his own. He could jump into a sweep kick. He could noob clap. He could jump backwards. He could do a noob little rush with his knees. This is a complete advantage for the improviser. So that is to dissuade you from the argument that openers are unfair. Openers aren't unfair. It's lame when you use an opener because that's all you're good for. It's lame if you are reliant on openers. Okay, I'm going to use another mod, for example. I'm going to use Tachyon. It's very simple. It's not hard at all to just snap kick in Tachyon. Alright? Not hard at all. It took no brain. It just took remembering or even just saving a move. If you win a game because you just snap kicked in Tachyon, you did it because you just wanted to win. Because there's no enjoyment from it. I mean, the first couple of times you could say, hee, your rank might go up a little bit or whatever as you have beaten someone. But when I do this, when I put that snap kick up, everyone knows what I'm going to do next. This isn't a switch kick. This isn't, maybe I could try to turn it into one, but everyone's going to grab my leg. And if they get my knee, I lose right then and there. They're just going to dismember it and throw it to the ground with the other 100 frames, and I deserve to lose. However, this is the point that I'm trying to draw across here. Your game shouldn't evolve around an opener. That's stupid. That's having your game revolve around something that you're not using your brain for. You're not improvising. You're not reacting. You can't react when you use an opener. All right, but here's a time where, to hell with you, openers are mandatory. Aikido Big Dojo. This is considered by many to be the Duelers mod. Obviously, Duelers also duel in RK MMA, Lenshu 3 and G, aka no grab version, Judo Frac, Wushu. I mean, a lot of duelers will duel in almost anything, but this is the one you see most betting rooms play, etc. There are some cold-cut best openers in this mod. Most of the time, they revolve around contracted wrists. Most of the time. Why? Because in Aikido Big Dojo, it is just imperative you get the inside grab or an equal grab to their inside grab. And if I've shown this before, but I'll show it again. If both of you are going for the grab at the same time, these are false grabs. I show this in my grab mechanics. And duelers like to use false grabs as ways to manipulate and play mind games. And, oop, I'm going to make you self-grab. You know, just stuff like that. And this dueler can go, oh, I'll make you self-grab. There are a lot of mind games. The point is, improvising isn't a very solid idea at the start. You should be working with 1 or 2 reactive openers. I mean, there are some people who like to play Aikido Big Dojo with like a dismember opener, which if that's you, you know, it's lame, but do it if you want. But the point is, in this mod, you have no other choice. If you play Aikido Big Dojo, if you play Judo, if you play Aikido, you're in a situation where the first turn you will collide with your opponent. So you have to have something pre-planned. Now, it should be reactionary. The move should have a way to react. The move shouldn't be an all-in. All-ins are cheeses. Snap kicks are cheeses. Cheeses don't make you a better player. Cheeses effectively win the game or lose the game for you, basically at the very beginning. That's a 6 pool in StarCraft. It's like it's not going to make you a better player, and you're only winning because they weren't prepared for it. It's not something you should really have in your repertoire if you're trying to learn. However, this brings me back to my final setting. Competitiveness. Where you are very much determines whether or not an opener is effective or useful, or you should be doing it more than anywhere else. We kind of talked about mods a little bit, and like Aikido Big Dojo openers are probably pretty okay. No one's expecting you not to use like some sort of clap or anything like that. Whereas Wushu, some players are against them. Some players want you to fully improvise. Team Wushu, for example, really likes full improvisation. And you have Wushu zealots like Snake who just absolutely like hate openers. And then you have old school players who use openers all the time. And it obviously doesn't determine how good of a player you are. If you look at like the best Wushu players, some of them use openers and some of them don't. And they're still at the top of the game. Techion, you could use an opener. It's just don't rely on it and probably don't make it a snap kick. At least have some transitions out, you know, like into a switch kick or something like that. But the setting is really important too. Are you in a public server with 3 people where losing will only mean you're out of the game for like 2 minutes? Then why are you cheesing? Why are you running? Why are you snap kicking? You don't have to worry about losing. It's not going to take 30 minutes to get back in line. Are you now in the round 3, round 4 of Clan League, Alpha versus Urban, and it's the last match, and it's Dr. Hacks versus Lays? Then yeah, I'm starting to understand why you're going to use like a cheese maneuver. It's because you want to win. You have to win. It's the most competitive setting you might ever be in your life. Winning is what matters there. I mean, you can have your dignity and your respect all you want, but you won't be in the next match if you're coming back to the opponent when you only have a lead of 2,000 points and there's 60 frames left. So the setting's really important. Everyone's going to define themselves as a different player. Everyone's going to say, okay, let me just clarify this. Style comes first with everyone in terms of everyone wants to look cool when they win. No one's thinking, I want to look as bland as possible when I win. However, where people disagree with is how much they want to win versus how much they want to be stylish. Some people will throw games because they want to look that much extra stylish in the replay. Some people will do something what people would consider very lame because winning is all that matters. And there's just a sliding bar. You're either partly this way, or moderately this way, or heavily this way, or partly the other way, moderately the other way, or heavy the other way. And then you have like two extremes. You have guys like Deprave, who are on one extreme, who all they care about is spinning, and once they've spun around and done their stuff, they really don't care about the win. And then you have the polar opposite. You have guys like Flying Monk, who will do the most boring, blandest, cheesiest, running, whatever, to win, because winning is literally all that matters to them. They're just two ends of the spectrum, and you're going to fall in between it. And you're not a bad person for being on either side. It just means that you're not playing counterintuitively. But there's no right answer about openers. There's no right answer. Should you use them? That's going to be up to you, your own moral compass, whether or not you think you're enjoying the game more from using it or not. I just highly recommend that when you do use openers, you make sure your game doesn't revolve around openers. You're not winning because of your openers. You're winning because you're a great player, but you happen to use an opener. That's how I use openers, when I use openers. The only other time I use openers is for specialty mods that, I can't be bothered to remember how to play them effectively. Mods like air hockey and stuff like that, or jousting, or whatever. That's the other time I'll use openers. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope this video kind of helps solidify your ideas about openers. And if you had any questions about it, you can please leave a comment below. I have a Q&A thread in the Entertainment and Media board. You can ask any questions. I guarantee I'll give a video response to those questions. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you want to see more of my videos, hit the subscribe button down below. And don't forget, I'm doing a giveaway still for a Goliathus Gamer mouse. It's one of the best mouses. A lot of professional players use this mouse pad. I highly recommend it, and if you want, I can even sign the box. There's information about that in my other video. Thanks a lot for watching, guys, and let's make sure Tori Besh takes over.